Hey everyone, my name is John Dyall, and I'm the founder and CEO of Dyall, a company that provides products that are both environmentally friendly and convenient to use. So when you hear of someone starting a green company, this is probably what comes to mind. But for me, it started a little differently. So about a year and a half ago, um, I wanted to be an entrepreneur really badly, but I just had no idea how to get into it, and I didn't really have any sort of idea. So this is what I Googled: how to make money online. And this led me to an article um, that said that pretty well anyone can sell products on Amazon through their fulfillment by Amazon program. But more specifically, the core focus is to find products that sell well on Amazon, source a cheaper or better version, add your own branding, and then just resell it through Amazon. So after a little bit more research, I found this program called Jungle Scout, which actually allows people like me to go in and look at either a specific niche or specific listing and see exactly how many sales are being generated on a monthly basis. So for me, that turned it into a simple economics equation. All I had to do was find a specific product or a niche where demand was outstripping supply, and that's exactly what I did. So 3 months later, I ended up with this biodegradable wooden cutlery, which I launched in May of 2019 through Amazon. And I was initially expecting around $500 in sales or so. But in our first month, we actually did nearly quadruple that. And throughout that summer, we actually have 46% month over month revenue growth. And even aside from that, we stepped outside of Amazon and started selling to a local grocery store chain here in Newfoundland called Coleman's. So after this bit of success throughout the summer, I thought, there must be a market for similar products. And it turns out there is. $130 billion worth of sustainable products are sold each year in North America. And so I saw that as an opportunity to expand. But first I had to answer, what problem did I actually solve? I mean, what was a box of biodegradable cutlery? I mean, what was that solving, right? And this is what I came up with. So going green is usually, or can be, inconvenient, time consuming, and difficult. And that's usually because a lot of green products are kind of tailored towards those who are so about being green that they're willing to give up their convenience. And so a lot of those companies miss the general kind of public who still value convenience. So the solution was simple: offer green products that are also convenient. And that's exactly what wooden cutlery, gets you. So with that value proposition in mind, I began to expand. And in November 2019, we launched our second product, which was reusable cotton produce bags. And these were a huge hit on our retail front. We actually went on to do a collaborative product with Coleman's, where we had their, brand and stuff on the packaging. And that was another huge success. Now we're working on bamboo toothbrushes, which are actually in production as we speak, and they're set to launch in mid-July. So to date, we've sold over 2,100 units of wooden cutlery, over 1,200 units of produce bags, and that's yielded us a little over $65,000 in revenue. And additionally, we're able to accrue over 60 5-star product reviews to our Amazon listings, which kind of gives us that the reassurance that we're heading in the right direction with these products. But most importantly, we're able to establish a business model that's both lean and scalable. And so that can be kind of boiled down into 3 basic steps. So the first step is market research and product development, which usually takes around a month and a half and is probably the most intensive. Once we kind of land on a product, we manufacture and import that. Again, it takes another month and a half or so. And then once we're ready to sell those products, the focus is on outsourcing all operational activities. So our retailers and Amazon both handle refunds. They handle customer service inquiries, different things like that. So that allows me to spend all my time on market research and product development, which is really going to drive that top line growth. So as I stated, we have 2 sales channels right now. Amazon brings in about 90% of our revenue, and the retail segment brings in around 10%. And in the next month or so, we're actually going to be working on our own website so that we can go to direct to consumers. And what that's going to allow us to do is A, build up social proof for our brand, and B, it's also going to drive revenues even further. So here are some of our competitors. I like to batch these into 3 different groups. So on the left, we have the Amazon exclusive brands who succeed for the most part on first movers advantage and an immense amount of product reviews. In the middle, you have the big household names. These guys, although they're not built upon say green principles, they have pivoted into that space in recent times. So they kind of compete with us on a product to product basis. And then on the right are brands that are built upon green principles, but they're quite small in size, and their product offerings are quite limited. So the main takeaway here is that there's no one-stop kind of go-to green company for your everyday green products, and that's the void that Dyall is trying to fill. And we're hoping that these competitive advantages are going to allow us to fill that void. So our emphasis on convenience is going to allow us to reach that broader target market. More and more collaborative initiatives are going to allow us to take away market share from some of those bigger names that are not as nimble. And our scalable model is going to help us do all of this quickly. Our This for That initiative is another thing we're going to be rolling out in the next coming months, where for each Dyall product sold, we're actually going to take the plastic counterpart of that product and remove a unit of that from the environment. So that's just going to allow us to, push that green movement forward and give us a nice competitive advantage. So this is what the next 3 years look like for Dyall. Like I said, in 2020, we're going to add in that direct sales channel. And we're also going to roll out This for That initiative. In 2021, we're going to put an emphasis on expanding our retail portfolio and start to build out a team. In 2022, the emphasis is going to be on the expansion of our US portfolio. And hopefully by then, we're recognized as that one-stop shop for, your everyday green products. And finally, although I am the sole employee of Dyall per se, there are a lot of hands that make the wheels go around. And without these individuals here on the slide, Dyall would not be where it is today. So I owe a lot to this support system. So with that being said, I thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your summer. Thanks.